Hey everyone, welcome back to Finance and Crypto, a fresh news source for the latest news, trends, and updates in the space so you are always in the know. I'm your host, Rose J. So guys, today is a wonderful day in the space. As you guys can see, sentiments are up. Everyone's feeling good. It seems like we've been getting a good bounce. Excuse me. From what we've been seeing lately in the space, because look at the total market cap, guys. We are back over $300 billion. We haven't seen the 300 billion mark in some time because, as you guys know, we've been trending sideways around the 240 to 260 range for, I would say, the last few weeks. But just recently, we've really been seeing an uptick in notions and sentiments, and the prices have been reflecting. So if we take a look at the market leaders, we can see here that Bitcoin's roughly at $7,660. Ethereum's breaking 460. EOS is 13%, almost at $9 again. I mean, that's exciting. Litecoin's almost at 125. Cardano's at 19 cents, and then we have Neo up 6% at $61. So the market leaders are doing their thing, and then we also can see that if we just take a look at what's been going on over the last 24 hours in terms of percentages. Look at that. I'm not even sure what the protocol Mithril is, but whatever it is, if you're holding that, you know what? Good for you, and I'm happy for you. Bitcoin Private is doing well, almost at 80%. Steam 35%, and then Substratum at rounding off the top five at 31%. But although those top five are up there between 31% and 150%, they aren't the only ones. Look at this. We have One Chain coming out of nowhere, 27%. 8share, Omisa, Go, Zaquilla, Fectum, all over 20% over the last 24 hours. So obviously sentiments are really getting back to what we saw, at this time last year. And I believe that has a lot to do with, tax season almost getting ready to end. And, most people have already sold off the cryptos that they needed to pay off their taxes. And it looks like we are getting ready for that bull run. So guys, hold on to those horns, because we're coming. Now, you know what? Let's get into the articles I wanted to touch on today. And the first one here is going to be, and it's not too many, but I actually just have two. But the first one here is going to be coming from The Independent. It says, Bitcoin price latest. Cryptocurrency's value rockets by more than $1,000 in bizarre surge. Bizarre, huh? Now, let's get into what they're saying here. It says the price of Bitcoin has shot up. The price of Bitcoin has shot up by more than $1,000 in a bizarre price spike for the cryptocurrency. The volatile virtual currency rose from below $7,000 to briefly reach above $8,000 in an unprecedented surge to follow several months of a steady decline. It is not yet clear what has caused the value to increase by such a large amount, with some analysts speculating that the break of $7,000 price point sparked a surge in the Bitcoin investment. Guys, I'm no expert. I am not a financial advisor. I don't give financial advice. However, I'm not really sure, where the Independent lies in terms of, how they trend politically, or in terms of, where they fall in terms of their mainstream media bias. But I can just say this: if you're a believer in cryptocurrencies or digital assets or decentralization in general, and you've done your research, you take some time to look at these protocols, see what they're going after, see what they do, and see what their utilities are. If we just go back here to the top, let's go to the ones who are leading the market cap: Bitcoin, EOS, Litecoin, Cardano, Neo, Dash. We have new ones like VeChain, Ethereum Classic, Qtum, Omisa Go. So these top protocols, nothing has changed in terms of their fundamentals. I mean, there's nothing that's changed in Bitcoin from today. From today on April 12th to 2 months ago, February 12th, or from today, April 12th, to 4 months ago, around December 12th. There hasn't been any change in the technology. There hasn't been any change in the fundamentals. Nothing at all. What's been going on with the prices had nothing to do with the cryptocurrencies in general. I mean, we went through a period where it was obviously overextended, where a lot of people got that fear of missing out, that FOMO, and as a result, the price went up really high, and the people who were, invested early on and who were smart decided to go ahead and take a haircut and take some profits, and that's kind of what happens in markets in a normal free market system. So the last 3-4 months where we've been trending sideways and we've been seeing a consolidation period, that tends to be quite normal when you have a huge overextended rise as we did between August and December. So getting back to this article, it says, today's rise doesn't appear to be driven by any significant news stories, Ed Cooper, head of mobile at finance startup Revolt, told The Independent. Most likely there was a change in sentiment today and traders started to buy the rising price. The price gains represent a 12% increase since this time yesterday, and a 14% increase week on week in the last year. And a week on week, excuse me. In the last year, Bitcoin has risen over 500% in value. At the time of writing, Bitcoin was trading at around $7,000 on the Coinbase exchange. Now it says here, in recent weeks, Bitcoin has slowly fallen in value amid fears that the highs seen in 2017 were the result of a bubble. Now, I want to stop it there. So, as I was stating previously, everyone, or I would say most people who, were involved in cryptocurrency before 2017, I would say 2016, and you really took the time to understand the fundamentals of the protocol, understood that, Bitcoin was not and is not in a bubble. They're just... the percentage of people who are involved in cryptocurrencies or who are buying Bitcoin or who are trading cryptocurrencies is just not enough to equate to being in a bubble. I mean, the percentage of people, I believe when there was a poll, I believe it says somewhere between 1 and 3% of Americans were actually involved in cryptocurrencies or even held them in general. So I don't believe 1 to 3% could be anywhere near a bubble. So just to get back to this, it says, at its peak last December, one Bitcoin was worth close to $20,000. Other leading cryptocurrencies have mirrored Bitcoin's return to form, with Ethereum, Ripple, Bitcoin Cash, and EOS all experiencing gains of more than 10% over the last 24 hours. Cryptocurrency analysts recently suggested that Bitcoin's recent demise was only temporary, predicting a turn in fortune for the world's most valuable cryptocurrency. Speaking to The Independent earlier this month, one expert said that the price of Bitcoin could return to its 2017 highs and even push beyond. The price has been, let me go ahead and do this. The price has been driven by speculators, and they suddenly got cold feet, but there's considerable effort going on behind the scenes, including new underlying technology that is powering faster transactions, said Michael Jackson, the former CEO of Skype, who now works in the cryptocurrency space. So, guys, I'm going to stop right there with this article. I thought it was interesting from the perspective where they were coming from, but I do want you guys to think critically about what they're saying and how they say it. And always do your own research and your own due diligence, no matter where you're getting your information. However, the link to this article will be in the description below. I do recommend you guys checking it out and taking a read to it. It's not too much more than this, but I did find it quite interesting. Now, to finish up this episode here, guys, I wanted to talk about Ripple. So this article here comes from CNBC. Now it says, Ripple says its cryptocurrency XRP is not a security. Interesting. So before we get to this article, let's go ahead and talk about what a security is and how it differs from a commodity. The major differences between buying and selling securities and commodities lies in what is being sold. Purchasing stock buys a share in a corporation, ownership and control. Purchasing commodities, on the other hand, is to buy goods themselves before they actually exist. The buyers agree to purchase so many units of a good at a set price to be delivered much later. So, essentially, Ripple is claiming that they aren't a security. According to this definition, you be the judge. So let's just go ahead and check this article out. It says here, the blockchain startup Ripple, Ripple's cryptocurrency is not a security. One of the top executives told CNBC on Wednesday, seeking to put to rest speculation that it has not been added to the popular exchange Coinbase because of questions over its status. We absolutely are not a security. We don't meet the standards for what a security for what is based on the history of court law, Ripple's chief market strategist Corey Johnson told CNBC. The statement comes amid debate over whether U.S. securities laws applied to cryptocurrencies. The U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission has indicated that the laws apply generally to them, and it has also issued dozens of subpoenas and requests for information on sales of new digital coins. Bitcoin and Ethereum, the largest cryptocurrencies by market capitalization, are generally not considered securities. Right now, Coinbase only lists 4 coins. Bitcoin is its offshoot Bitcoin Cash, Ethereum, and Litecoin. Litecoin, which is essentially the silver to gold's Bitcoin. It has more than 13 million users at the end of it had more than 13 million users by the end of November, and traders have speculated that the addition of a new coin to Coinbase would largely bring more buyers. U.S. officials have also warned exchanges not to list unregistered tokens, which Bloomberg cited last week as a possible sticking point to Ripple's addition to popular U.S. exchange Coinbase. San Francisco-based Ripple is developing a payment network for financial institutions. XRP, often called Ripple, is the name of the coin participants can use for transactions. Ripple owns about 60 billion of the 100 billion XRP tokens ever created. So think about that. This article, I wanted to point this article out here because of the distinction that Ripple is trying to make in terms of it being classified as a commodity or a security. That's up for debate, not just for Ripple, but for a lot of other digital protocols and digital assets. But I thought this line here was extremely powerful. Ripple owns about 60 billion of the 100 billion XRP tokens ever created. So if you look at a lot of the different protocols that have been distributed, throughout the cryptocurrency space, most of them actually release most of their coins, and they usually keep somewhere between 20 and 30%. The fact that Ripple still holds 6 out of every 10 of their coins is extremely concerning. And this is why a lot of people in the space have an issue with this digital protocol, because it seems a bit too centralized in the way that they operate. And since Ripple tends to fall in line with, wanting to work directly with banks as opposed to wanting to, provide the power that the banks have over the people to, hand that power over to the people instead, there seems to be a contradiction or an issue in what Ripple is trying to do in the space. It almost seems to be counterintuitive in terms of their overall goal. So I myself, I just don't agree with the protocol. However, like I said, I don't give financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. I would definitely say for you to take a look at the protocol, take a look at it, and see if it's something that that you feel would be a utility for the world. But I don't know. I mean, cryptocurrencies in general. I mean, Bitcoin came out because they wanted to decentralize authority and decentralize decentralize the way that monetary policy is being operated. So the way that this coin is actually going about, approaching cryptos in general, just doesn't seem to be the right way, in my opinion. That's all I'm going to say on that. However, I did want to bring up this article because I thought it was pretty interesting. I think that you guys can take a lot from it. So I'm going to put a link in the description for this article below as well. And guys, please let me know what you think about them. I do want to hear from you. I want to see what you guys think. And this is pretty short, but I would definitely be looking forward to your comments and looking forward to what you have to say. And don't hesitate to put a like and subscribe because I will be putting out more content. And I will see you guys on the next one. Until then, take care, guys.